What went wrong with Iran? To answer this, we must trace the arc from Persia's golden era to the turmoil of present, mapping a journey marked by both brilliance and tragedy. Persia, for centuries, was a beacon of the civilization. The Sasanian era before the Muslim conquest saw Persian culture and influence radiate across continents, shaping art, science, and philosophy from Europe to China. Even after the Islamic conquest in the 7th century, Persian identity endured, blending with Islam to create a unique, vibrant society. For Westerners, Persia conjured image of grandeur and sophistication, a legacy that lingered on for a millennia. The shift from Persia to Iran in 1935 was more than just a name change. Reza Shah Pahlavi, driven by a vision of modernity and nation's pride, wanted to shed the colonial baggage and backward image associated with Persia. He sought to rebrand the nation as Iran, the land of the Aryans, asserting both ancient roots and a new forward-looking identity. Under his rule and that of his son Muhammad Reza Shah, Iran embarked on a path of rapid modernization, infrastructure boom, women's rights expanded, and education flourished. Yes, you heard it right. Tehran became a cosmopolitan hub, and Iran grew ever close to the West, especially with the United States. But beneath the surface, discontent simmered. The modernization was uneven, the regime autocratic, and resentment festered over foreign meddling, most infamously the CIA-backed coup of 1953. When that time Prime Minister nationalized Iran's oil, the US and Britain orchestrated his overthrow, restoring the Shah's power and dashing hopes for democracy. This intervention showed seeds of deep mistrust towards the West, particularly America. By the late 1970s, Iran was a paradox, outwardly modern, inwardly relentless. The Shah's reform alienated traditionalists and clerics, while the secret police brutally suppressed dissent. In 1979, this pressure erupted in revolution. Ayatollah Khomeini, exiled for years, returned to lead the movement that toppled the monarchy and established an Islamic republic. The vibrant, outward-looking society of Shah's era gave way to a theocracy that imposed strict Islamic laws, curtailed freedom, and reversed much of the previous modernization. Khomeini's revolution fundamentally altered Iran's trajectory. The new regime defined itself in opposition to the US and Israel, fueling decades of hostility. In fact, the 1979 US Embassy hostage crisis in Iran cemented country's image as we see it today, and relations with the neighbor soared as Iran sought to export its revolution. The vibrant nation of old became isolated, bested by sanctions and locked in perpetual conflict with the West. Yet, history is rarely black and white. Before 1979, Iran and Israel maintained covert but close ties, united by common interest against Arab nationalization and Soviet expansion. In fact, a declassified CIA document of October 7, 1985, titled Israel and Iran, The Ties That Bind, reveals that despite public rhetoric, strategic cooperation between the two persisted longer than many realized, driven by pragmatism and shared security concerns. But the revolution perished these bonds, and Iran's new rule made anti-Israel and anti-American central to their identity. In the end, what went wrong with Iran is a story of lost opportunities, foreign interference, and internal struggle. From the heights of Persian civilization to the complexity of the modern geopolitics, Iran's journey is a cautionary tale of how history, pride, and power can collide, forever altering the fate of a nation.